Hey guys, welcome back to Dragons and Arm Wrestling. Today we are going to be reacting to the ongoing situation between the Code of Ethics between Ryan Espy and Devon Larratt.
All right, here we go.
From there, I can only assume that our president, Ryan Espy of the CAWF, I can only assume, please correct me if I'm wrong, made the complaint, or at least did nothing to stop the complaint. He is the president. Made a complaint to the ethics committee, which Ryan Espy is one of four. And the letter goes something like this. I won't read it in entirety. Dear Devon, as you are aware, the EAC is following up with regards to concerns that were raised during the Canadian Arm Wrestling National Championships. The task is to determine if you violated the CAWF Code of Ethics during the participation at the 2023 Nationals. The Code of Ethics in its entirety can be found at the CAWF website. The Code of Ethics sets the standard and expectation of behavior for athletes, spectators, and officials at all CAWF sanctioned events. So, for both parties, highlighted the section of Code of Ethics in question for your review. Okay, so this is my charge. CAWF Code of Ethics determines abuse as any course of conduct that is known or ought to be known to be unwelcome by the recipient. Abuse. So let me be clear. I am being charged with abuse, most likely by Ryan Espy, through the Canadian Arm Wrestling Federation.
All right, so Ryan Espy is on the board, from what I get it. They have a code of ethics abuse in which it's very blanket. If you don't like something, it is classified as abuse. That's very general. So you've got a board member putting an abuse charge on another athlete for something that they perceive, and they get 25% of the vote. Does that kind of sum up what's going on in this situation?
Sounds a whole lot like hate speech being censored in today's society. I don't think we need to bring politics into arm wrestling, and I think that this whole ethics committee, I feel like if you're not threatening somebody or getting in a fight or really unsportsmanlike conduct by yanking somebody across the table or doing something like that, I feel like trash talk is normal in every single sport. I don't think we need to bring, oh, you hurt my feelings into arm wrestling and I don't like it, so you need to be banned. I think it's stupid.
Yeah, and it's kind of dangerous oversight. You know, it's a dangerous kind of oversight when you are allowed to be in charge of something, have the voting power to then vote on your own charge. And it's the language is so open that, abuse is just something that someone else doesn't like. That leads everything to abuse. Technically, Devon has the right to put an abuse charge against Ryan Espy because he feels abused by Ryan Espy for even putting up an abuse charge.
I mean, he could say he feels targeted, and that's abuse.
Right.
It goes back to politics, and we need to keep politics and arm wrestling separated.
Well, and this has got Canada written all over it with the way that they've got tribunals and a lot of other nonsense that goes into how they approach language. Obviously, we don't have those kind of things in the United States and in the arm wrestling community, where I've never, at least I haven't heard of a code of ethics. I mean, I know that they exist, but not such general. If you feel hurt, this is that you can be charged with it. That kind of stuff I know is happening in Canada. It will probably start happening here too, but I think that's something that promoters and event organizers and other people need to be very aware of. That that code of ethics should really should only be happening on the day of, right? If you're doing something the day of, that's bad. I know that a lot of this comes down to is how Devon reacts or interacts with his opponents leading into a match. And anytime you're outside of your organization, you really, in this case, if it's on the internet, it is outside of the organization. If you're there in the field and there is specific behavior that is not allowed, you have to clearly spell out that specific behavior. And the athletes need to be aware of that. Don't make it a surprise charge, because the second you throw surprises, this is going to allow abuse of power. And that's kind of, I think, what we're seeing with Ryan Espy here is this is him utilizing that he's in control of something. Therefore, he is setting new terms. I know he does have a response video now, and we're obviously coming into this old, so I don't want to go too much into, totally villainizing him. I kind of want to see where his head's at.
From my understanding, Ryan Espy was the one that was talking trash to Devon first. That's the whole reason Devon even wanted to go to the competition. And then Devon showed up and embarrassed him. I feel like he's wanting to get mad at Devon because he got embarrassed and then try to punish him for him originally talking the trash.
Right. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see where this goes. We're going to react to the next video here in just a few seconds. So, see you guys in that video.